Karen, although she had multiple sclerosis, she was still a very bubbly person, full of mischief, always laughing, always smiling. She was 5'5", blonde, beautiful smile, very nice person. Got on well with everybody. When I met her, she was 37, and we were together for 11 years. She passed away when she was 48. That was through aspirational pneumonia. I met her in a pub called the Britannia. It's not there now, it's a house now. When I first met her, she had MS. I knew she had MS, and I knew what MS was about. But she was one of those people who thought, it's not going to beat me, it's not going to beat me, I'm going to carry on with my life and enjoy my life and everything. And she did, and we 11 lovely years. My name is Mick Mannion. For 28 years, while I met Karen at first, I was working at Baxi, an engineering company in Padiham, there for 28 years. And then when that moved to Preston, I took redundancy because Karen's MS had got worse and I wanted to look after her. And I did so till 2012 when she passed away. Multiple sclerosis, it's actually an attack of the own immune system of the body. It attacks its own body. They have found a cure for it now. Hopefully they will let people proper treatment for it. The aspirational pneumonia, it started when reflux acid or anything comes up from the stomach and goes into the lungs, and it causes a pneumonia. Karen passed away after the third bout of pneumonia because the antibiotics won't work anymore for her. She was diagnosed when she was 26, and typical Karen, she thought it's either cancer of the brain or multiple sclerosis, and she thought she was lucky to get MS, really. That's how she was. She was a bonny lass, and as I got to know her, wicked sense of humour and everything, I got to like her more and more, and eventually I asked her out. How did Karen take it? The first night she took the mickey out of me. Well, we both had a bit to drink, and she went to the toilet and she come back all shaking and everything. And I said, what's happened? And she said, there's a flasher in ladies' toilets. So me being full of Dutch courage and everything, I went in to sort the flasher out, and it turned out to be a fluorescent light. And when I went back into the pub, everybody was laughing their head off at me. So I said to her, you crackers, you'll do for me. Later on, when she was in the wheelchair, she used to turn around to people and say, there's a funny bloke following me around. And I was like looking around and I weren't realising she was talking about me pushing her. So she passed away in 2012. She got admitted into Royal Blackburn because they thought she'd had a stroke. She'd been in this nursing home for respite. And the medication was wrong, what they'd been giving her in the rest home. They'd gone off her Marchart that had been altered so that she was on double what she should have been. And they were overdosing her. It was meant to be 200 morning and 200 at night, and she was actually on 400 morning, 400 night. So they put her back on the proper medication, but she got a third bout of aspirational pneumonia while she was in, and the antibiotics won't work anymore, and she passed away. More money should be pumped into the NHS so that the staffing levels there, that people can check, do the jobs in a proper time instead of rushing about all the time. I realised when, instead of just thinking about getting justice for Karen, I realised if a record come on, reminding me of Karen. Something come on telly, reminding me of Karen. So gradually I started thinking more about the times that we had and everything and what I was missing, and that's how I eventually grieved. And I just went to see a counsellor about it, talked to him about everything. And one of the things he said is, you haven't grieved yet because grieving means closure. And until you find out why certain things happened to Karen, what did, and get justice for it, you will not have closure, so you can't grieve. I've had a lot of support from my family, but the grieving bit I have kept to myself. Try and grieve as soon as you can, because it will bring closure. If you've got to fight for something, fight for it. Don't take the word of the doctors. Get in touch with a solicitor and get them onto the case right away, because the sooner it's sorted out, the sooner then you can grieve yourself. Before I met Karen, I would say I was a very selfish person. I used to work hard, play hard, go out till all hours and all this stuff, not bother about anything. Have the odd relationships which I weren't too bothered about and that lot, you know. Find and flatter them on the bike. But Karen was always one, if she saw a child walking past us in the street, she'd get her purse out and give him £1 to get some toffee or something. and that lot. So, and eventually she wore me down, and I think she altered my attitude towards people as well. And Karen would love what I'm doing now, the work I'm doing now.